So I do appreciate the information that's provided. I've also worked with a lot of crime victims, particularly with U visas, and issues of trafficking, whether it's for sex or labor trafficking, is something that I've have seen definitely increase over the last 15 years. That being said, I'm also state representative for House District 99, that's unincorporated portions of Gwinnett, Norcross, Lilburn, Tucker addresses. So I do welcome you tonight as well. And I did want to talk, as Andy had mentioned, about the importance for us to be counted in the census. That is going on now. Most of us will be receiving in our household a notification about how to log on and do some of this process online, and the general process that will continue to be able to, if for those that do not want to or aren't able to fill out the questionnaire online, there will still be paper mechanisms to actually fill out the questionnaire and send it in. As a matter of fact, you after the first set of questionnaires, after the first set of information that's provided to households as to how to do the questionnaire online, if within a couple of weeks that is not provided, there will be 2 subsequent follow-up letters in the mail, and the last follow-up will be the actual paper questionnaire to be submitted. Now, who, and I'll try to make this a little bit interactive, who has to be counted? Everyone. If you are alive, you need to be counted. So that is utilized across any agency, and nor can it be retrieved by any sort of government agency, any court system. So that's very important for people to remind individuals. And one of the most severely undercounted, and that's what a lot of city councils and also Gwinnett County has a complete count committee. One of the things that they're focusing on is what is traditionally many undercounted communities. Why is it that we do the census count?
Money.
Money, absolutely. One other reason. Political power.
Yes.
Vis-a-vis representation, right? So these are the 2 main things, and they're actually interlinked, right? Money comes from most of the federal funding that we receive, particularly for our healthcare systems and our public schools, come from the population count from the census. And then the subsequent American community surveys that are done through the census and the estimated projections that arise all from the every 10-year count. And so the federal funding that we receive does not follow the person. It follows the population count. So that's why it's important for us to ensure a complete count from everyone that is alive in the United States. The other thing when we talk about representation or political, what I prefer to call is political power, is that after the census in 2021, the General Assembly will be redrawing the district maps for both the General Assembly, for both the State House and the State Senate, and also our federal congressional districts. And each of us, generally, and Donna is here is also representative of the club, each of us roughly have about 50 to 60,000 people in our state, in our state districts. And so once the census comes and 2021 rolls around and we redraw these district maps, it's going to be based on that population count. Particularly also at the congressional level, we stand a strong chance, but still, some of the census folks that I've spoken with aren't 100% sure, not that they can be, but it's even possible that Georgia may gain an additional congressional district. The only difference is that I think we have grown the population we need to have that additional congressional district, but that means that another state has to lose sufficient population because we get 435. It just has to be divvied up by the states. So that being said, it's important in that sense as well for us to be able to gain that congressional district. So those are the general highlights about some of the important things. There's a lot of multilingual as well information if you just go to the census.gov that's provided in terms of how to do a lot of things that you can download to provide your communities. If you're part of an organization, if you're part of a church, it's very important that if you want to have that information about how to sign up people, how to do census drives, how to go help canvass, Census.gov is an excellent place for you to have that information, just be able to download it for either your organization members or for your congregation members if it's within a religious institution. So make sure again that you're counted. I'm very easy to get a hold of. Primarily on social media. You can look for me as on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram as Vote Brenda Lopez, and that's also a good way to send me messages if you have any questions or if you want to have be connected to some of the complete counts that we're having in our city level, in our county level, and other organizations that are already actively participating in the census counts through their respective organizations, as I mentioned before, and I'll emphasize again, we're always looking for individuals to come out and canvass for the census so that we can go to our neighbors and actually ensure that all of our communities are counted. So I'm happy to answer any questions. Yes.
Does adding a district also increase, does that affect the electoral votes that Georgia gets?